My name's Matt, one of the Tandem instructors here from Skydive London. What we're going to do is spend 10-15 minutes, we're going to talk through all the equipment, then we're going to talk through the skydive. Not all of it will apply to you, but we'll deal with you at the end separately, okay, but watch the rest. Basically what we need from you, what you can expect from us, okay. Before I get into that, obviously safety is our first priority, governs everything we do. To become a Tandem instructor, you have to have a minimum of 800 skydives just reading the 10-minute course. I've done 1,000 tandems. I think all the other instructors here have done about 1,000 tandems at least. So we've got some idea of what we're doing, guys. Okay, so we're going to look after you. The equipment we're going to be using today, first thing is a jumpsuit. Might not suit you all, but they will fit you all. Okay? Don't have to wear a jumpsuit, it's up to you. It's quite warm up there. If you want to go in shorts and t-shirt, you can. However, what that will do is stop you getting grass stains on your bum. So it's entirely up to you if you want to wear one or not. Before you do put your jumpsuit on, or if you're going like that, please empty your pockets out. Keys, coins, wallets, phones, cameras. You don't want to lose it, don't bring it with. Does everybody feel confident that they can get dressed in a jumpsuit on their own? We'll see. Yeah. Okay, the rules are you have to have some form of head protection. So we're going to give you one of these. Makes you look like Big Dastardly. You'll be fired out of the cannon. Anybody wear contact lenses? No? Okay, there's goggles on there anyway, but those standards before we go. You have to wear one of those, I'm afraid. It's quite warm up there, so we won't need gloves or neck warmers. Okay, this is what you guys are going to be wearing. This is the student harness itself. It's got 7 points of adjustment on it. So we can make it fit pretty much any body size. Just up as far as you go, mate, for the best of you, kind of thing. All the webbing it's built out of, it's got a working limit of a ton and a half, 6,000 pounds. You're going to be attached to the parachute by 4 points, 2 at the top, and there's 2 at the sides as well. It's got a working limit of a ton each. Does anybody weigh more than 4 tons? I think you'll be alright. When we get you dressed in the harness, girls and boys, it's going to feel quite reasonably loose on the ground. When we're sat in the aircraft, because we're all hunched forward, like Private Ryan there, okay, it's going to feel even looser. Please don't start adjusting it, trying to tighten it up, because when we get into the free fall position, which we'll practice in a bit, it will be perfectly tight and you're not going to fall out. Okay, so don't fiddle around with it. Boys, when we get you dressed, make sure the furniture is in the middle of the room. Okay? When the parachute deploys, for a couple of seconds we're going to be pulling about 4 Gs. So if you've got a testicle under a leg strap, it's going to end up about here. Alright, so make sure you're comfortable. Any questions on that? Okay, life-saving equipment. Treat it with some respect when you're wearing it. No smoking, eating or drinking. Any questions on that? Good. This is what your instructor is going to be wearing. This is the Tandem system itself. It's specifically designed for doing tandems, for having 2 people on. What it consists of, this part in the bottom is our main parachute, and then this one here is our reserve. So if we have a problem, we don't like the colour, we have another one. Okay. You will see this little computer screen at the top. Yeah. It's called the automatic activation device. It measures our speed and our altitude. If we're doing a certain speed to a certain altitude, which doesn't concern you, because I've fallen asleep and my arms have dropped off, that will open the reserve for us. Okay, a lot of safety features on that. You can actually take that up in the aircraft, throw it out the door, and it would open. So, who's having DVD today? All of you, brilliant. Okay, you're going to see on your film, shortly after we leave the aircraft, you're going to see a little parachute come out. Let's get down here, it's called the drone. It's about this round and about this tool. What that's going to do, because there are 2 of us at the same surface area, that's going to slow us down to normal free fall speeds, which is around about 120 miles an hour. If we didn't get the drone out, we'd be doing 140, 150 miles an hour. The parachute is rated to open at that speed, but it would be a little uncomfortable, so that's all it's for. You're not being filmed, don't worry about it, you wait to see it. On the front then, you'll notice handles, toggles, pads, various other bits and pieces on there. Girls and boys, please do not touch any of these at any point. These are for your instructor only. On that subject, if you take one of my hands in a death grip and free fall, that's how it's going to end. because I need these to operate these, okay? Don't touch hands, don't touch handles. If you do take it in my hands in free fall, I will start kneeing you in the ribs, biting your ears. You still won't let go, I'll start kissing the back of your neck, okay? So keep away from those. Any questions on that, girls and boys? Basically, these handles allow us, your instructor, to operate either parachute with either hands. Obviously very well maintained, it gets MOT'd every 100 jumps. If we see a problem with it whilst we're using it, we take it offline, we use another one that gets fixed. We're pretty strict about equipment in this sport for obvious reasons. So what's going to happen then, girls and boys, when we're done here, your names will go up on the board around the corner there. So as you find out which lift you're going to be on, you have to bear with us today. We've only got 2, maybe 3 instructors, so we're all going to be working quite hard. We'll get through this as quick as we can. Cool, you feel, get you dressed in your jumpsuit, silly hat, harness on. From there, we'll go into that area there, it's called the pen. When we're in there, we're going to check you, we're going to sign for you. The instructor's going to be checked and signed as well. Then walk through that gate and we'll walk down there through the hedge where we're going to get on the aircraft. I'd expect Terminal 5 is a field with an aeroplane in it. So as we approach the aircraft, the instructor will probably take hold of you, stop you wandering into the twizzly bit at the front. We'll get you to get on the aircraft first of all. At the rear, there's a little bench thing. You just sit down on there. We'll help you in anyway. Just sit on the little bench, wait for your instructor to get on board. The instructor's going to sit down facing the tail of the aircraft. As soon as he's sat down, you're going to come and sit between our legs. Once you've sat down, we will then attach you by all 4 points before we've taken off, and that's the way we stay until we're back down on the ground. The aircraft will taxi and then hopefully take off. We're going at 10,000 feet today, that's 2 miles high. So it's going to take about 20 minutes to get there. On the ride up, we'll point out the sites, which is mainly Swindon. Anybody from Swindon? No, lucky you guys. Okay, see Swindon. We're also going to talk through the skydive again, what we need from you. About 5 minutes before we're going to jump, we're going to ask you to put your hands on the thighs, lift yourself up and sit upright on our laps. It's mainly for thrills, but also so as we can tighten these lateral straps, we're just going to draw your hips into ours, stop us doing this in free fall since we're nicely connected. If your instructor hands you one of these, take hold of it, keep pulling it out in front until he says stop. So that's about 5 minutes before we jump, we'll get you all tightened up, good to go. We'll then get a 2-minute call from the pilot. Just after this, we'll get you to put your goggles on. Once your goggles are on, with your hands, have you got plenty of movement in the arms? That'll be fine, we'll sort you out in a bit. For the rest of you, once your goggles are on, we're going to cross the arms, take hold of the side of the harness like this. When we're in the right place, somebody's going to open the door. If you're being filmed, when the camera flies in happy, they're going to climb out the door onto a little step and they're going to be hanging on to the outside of the aeroplane looking back in. We're then going to start shuffling down the aeroplane towards the door. Keep the arms crossed, don't be grabbing things on the way, go no, no, no. It's noisy, windy, it sounds like go, go, go. So we'll move down and into the door. Now then, if I'm sat in the door like this, you're attached to the front. At this point, you're not really on the aeroplane. You're going to be hanging off the front 2 miles high. You can have your arms crossed, head back looking to the left where the camera flyer is going to be. With your legs, you're going to get them right back underneath the aircraft like this. We'll practice this in a bit. So this is the position basically with our arms crossed, we're going to be in the door. Ready, set, scream, off we're going to go. Keep the arms crossed as we leave the aircraft. After about 5 seconds, you're going to feel tap on the shoulders. When you get tap on the shoulders, hands out. Camera flyer is going to be this close or closer to you. So, work the camera. Thumbs up, okay, blown kisses, guns, all the rest of it. You've got to work the camera, you paid for it, so look good on me. Okay? When we're in free fall, don't bother trying to talk to me because I can't hear you. We're doing 120 miles an hour or 200 feet per second. Okay? Don't bother talking. Just make sure you keep your head up, working the camera and enjoying the ride. Try and slow it down, take it all in your mind and enjoy the experience. It is the best experience in the world, that's why we're all here to do it. So we're going to cover the first mile in just over 30 seconds. When we've been a mile, you may get another tap on the shoulders. If you do, arms back in. If you don't, or you didn't react to it, when the parachute starts to open, which you'll know about, just cross the arms then, arms crossed again. So as I say, I'm going to cover the first mile in just over 30 seconds. It's going to be really noisy, windy, lots of adrenaline going on. We'll then deploy the parachute. That's going to take about 4 seconds to open if it works. You're going to find all of a sudden, parachute's open, it's quiet, calm, serene, and we can have a conversation. Once the parachute's open, just maintain the free fall position, and so we'll practice that in a bit until your instructor starts talking to you. We'll then make you more comfortable in the harness and start flying around. Now then, guys and girls, very occasionally, with all the adrenaline and excitement and everything happening, when the parachute is opened, people can very occasionally feel nauseous. If you're feeling sick, let your instructor know. It's on the back of your harness there, we've got the bag. Please let us know so we can get the bag out, give it to you and you can fill it up. Right? Do not just start blowing chunks. The parachute has a forward speed, you start vomiting, it just comes back. And I have had it and I had a mouth open at the time, it's really not very my customer relations goes down to let that happen. It's very rare, but just let us know if you do this. So once the parachute's open, as I say, we'll start flying about. What we do under the parachute is up to you guys, it's your ride. If you like fairground rides and you want to do lots of twizzly things, then we'll do those. If you're not enjoying them, let us know and we'll keep it a bit steadier. We will have to do some turns to come and land out here. So it's about 5 minutes of flying around before we come and land out here. The landing scales and boys. Landing is, because you're attached to the front, your feet are going to be lower than ours. Okay, so you must lift your legs up for landing. It's really the only part of skydive where there's potential for you to get hurt. We'll deal with you separately. What we're going to ask you to do, we'll practice this in a minute. We'll practice this also whilst down here and also whilst we're flying around. We're going to get you to put your hands underneath your knees and lift your knees up like so, and then just before we land, feet up as well. The instructor's feet can then touch the ground first of all, and we can then slide in on our bums. If you don't lift your legs up, I'm afraid only one thing is going to happen. We will land on top of you. Okay? So if you cross the grass on your nose, obviously there's potential there to get hurt. Okay? So it's really important to lift the legs up. Any questions so far? Hands up if you're scared. Yeah, we'll just slide in on our bums. Just me, cool. Okay. What I'm going to do now then is demonstrate the free fall position. If you remember nothing else, this is the important bit. What we're looking for, feet knees together, arms crossed and head up.